So we are going to go through a VCAA exam 1 from 2008, question 10. Let the function with a domain of all real numbers be graphed with all real numbers of f of x is equal to e to the power of 2x, take away 1. Find the rule and domain of the inverse function. Okay, so the first thing we need to be thinking about is we are looking for the range of this function right here, because we know that the range of f of x is going to be equal to the domain of our inverse. So that's the key part we need to take out of this. So now we need to understand what is occurring for our range of this function. So straight away, in a normal graph, we are just going to draw it. And if I say it's y equals e to the power of x, it means I've got an asymptote here at y equals 0, and it's passing through 1. Because of the -1 here, that is a vertical shift down, this is going to be pushed down, which means my asymptote is going to change to -1. So that gives me an understanding of what my range will be. So that means my range of f of x is going to be not equal to -1 all the way to infinity. So that is what my domain of my inverse will be. Now, if we think about it in terms of getting the rule now, the rule that we need to focus on is going to be just switching our y's and x's around. So that will give me x is equal to e to the power of 2y, take away 1. I will then plus 1 to both sides and use the log base e relationship. So that will give me x plus 1 equals e to the power of 2y. We're using log with base e, I can just write it as ln x plus 1 is equal to 2y. So to get y by itself, I divide everything by 2, and I'll get y is equal to a half x plus, sorry, erase, half ln x plus 1. Okay, next part we need to go through is looking at B. On the axis, provide a sketch of the graph y equals f, f negative 1x for its maximal domain. So, first we need to be thinking about is the composite and the inverse undoes everything. So it just goes back to y equals x. So that's the first thing we need to be thinking about. Now, because we're talking about -1 is our domain and for our inverse, that's really what we are looking for right now. It's -1, and it will just continue to go up, 1 and 1, -1, -1. Another way to think about this, if with a very basic equation, if I have f of x is equal to 2x plus 3, the inverse of this would be, -1. The inverse of that would be x minus 3 over 2. So if I use both of these, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab the inverse and substitute it into the function. And I'm going to have 2 in brackets x minus 3 over 2 plus 3. That means I'm timesing the top by 2, and the 2's cancel out. Oops. And that gives me x minus 3 plus 3, and that cancels out. So that gives me y equals 2x. So that's why we've got this line. So just be mindful if we are using a composite function with the inverse, it cancels out to this mirror line. Okay, let me erase that so I've got space now. For part C, this is the part a lot of people struggled on the exam because they were not able to fully get it into this form. Now, first thing I'm going to do, it says find f negative of the inverse 2x in the form ax over bx plus c. So I'm just going to look at this part here first. So I know that I've got the inverse here is a half ln x plus 1. The next thing that I'm going to look for is two facts. I'm going to put the negative there, and I'm also going to, wherever I see x, I'm going to put 2x. So that means this whole thing will have a negative on the outside, negative half ln 2x plus 1. So now I've done this. Then I need to go back to my original function, and I'll just write that down so we've got it in order, which is e to the power of 2x take away 1. So now wherever I see x, I'm going to put there in negative half ln 2x plus 1 because we're doing a composite function. So I'll just write write it down. So f negative of the inverse 2x is going to be equal to e 2 in brackets. This is where I put the negative half log e 2x plus 3. So negative half ln 2x plus 1. And then I've got the takeaway 1 on the end. So now, a lot of people struggled to simplify this down. So that's why a lot of people did not get full marks for this. So the first thing, 2 times a half, well, that's just 1. So it'll be negative out the front only. So let's just simplify that further. So that will be e to the power of negative ln 2x plus 1 take away 1. Now, we know when we are doing the inverse, it cancels it out, cancels the value out. So that means we know, I'll do it over here on the left-hand side, so I've got space. E to the power of log base EA is just going to give us A. We also know that if I've got e to the power of negative log A, it's going to be 1 over A. So we're going to use this relationship. The log is going to be cancelled out of this, and this is going to become 1 over 2x plus 1, take away 1. Now I need to simplify this. So this 1 can be written as 1 over 1. I then need to be able to get it to be out of 2x plus 3. That means I'm timesing the bottom and the top by 2x plus 3. So that will give me 1 take away 2x plus 1 over 2x plus 1. And finally, I then will go take away 2x, take away 1. The 1s are cancelled, and it gives me 2x over 2x plus 1. So that is in the ax over bx plus c form.